In a world that often tells men to be strong, silent, and self-sufficient, many carry invisible battles no one ever sees. Behind ambition, confidence, or even stoicism, there is often a younger version of them, a boy who learned early that vulnerability was dangerous, and tenderness was scarce. And the woman a man never forgets is not necessarily the most beautiful, the most successful, or the most exciting. She is the one who saw the boy inside the armor and didn't turn away. Here are 5 qualities of the woman men don't just fall for, but ultimately settle down with. 1. She recognizes the warrior, but protects the boy inside. Life can feel like a battlefield. Expectations, competition, responsibility, the fear of failure, and pressure to provide. Many men walk through life emotionally armored. Most people only see the armor. She sees what's underneath. She doesn't shame his softness. She doesn't weaponize his vulnerability. She doesn't mock his fears. Instead, she creates a space where he can rest, not by mothering him, not by fixing him, but by acknowledging him. When he admits doubt, she doesn't lose attraction, she offers steadiness. When he's exhausted, she doesn't demand performance, she offers presence. When he opens up, she treats it as sacred, not as leverage. He comes home after a difficult day, quiet and withdrawn. Instead of interrogating or criticizing, she simply says,
"Did you have a rough day? You don't have to talk if you don't want to. I'm here."
That sentence alone can feel like taking off a helmet after a war. Brené Brown once said that vulnerability is not about winning or losing, but about having the courage to show up. A man never forgets the woman who made him feel safe without making him feel weak. 2. She trusts him to lead without making him carry everything alone. Many men want to lead, not out of dominance but out of purpose. But leadership becomes heavy when it feels like one mistake will cost love, respect, or connection. The unforgettable woman trusts his direction while quietly lightening the load. She doesn't compete with him for control. She doesn't sabotage him with constant doubt. She doesn't abandon him when things get hard. Instead, she becomes his partner in momentum. She offers input without humiliation, support without dependency, confidence without pressure. He's considering a risky career move. Others tell him all the reasons it might fail. She says,
"I believe you'll figure it out, and I'll be proud of you either way."
this doesn't weaken a man, it stabilizes him. People often say that behind every great man is not a woman pushing him, but one who believes in him. He leads not because he must prove himself, but because he feels trusted. 3. She believes in him, especially when he doesn't believe in himself. Every man goes through seasons of uncertainty, moments when confidence collapses, when direction feels blurry, when failure whispers louder than hope. Many people withdraw during these periods. Some criticize, others lose interest. She does the opposite. She sees potential, but more importantly, she sees worth that isn't dependent on success. She doesn't pressure him with unrealistic expectations. She doesn't panic when he's lost. She holds a steady image of who he is becoming. Not blind optimism, grounded faith. He says, "I don't know if I'm good enough." She replies,
"You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. I believe in you."
that belief becomes a mirror he can borrow until he rebuilds his own. Vince Lombardi once said that confidence is contagious, and so is the lack of it. A man never forgets the woman who saw greatness in him without demanding he prove it first. 4. She is emotionally steady, not emotionally volatile. Passion can be exciting, drama can be addictive, but long-term safety comes from emotional stability. The woman men choose to stay with is not emotionless, she is regulated. She doesn't explode over small things. She doesn't create chaos to test love. She doesn't withdraw affection as punishment. Her presence feels calm, not tense. Predictable, not fragile. This allows a man to relax into the relationship. Instead of constantly bracing for conflict, plans fall through, stress rises, and miscommunication happens. Instead of escalating, she says,
"Okay, let's figure it out together."
This single response shifts the entire emotional climate. Many psychologists say that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. Men may chase excitement, but they build homes around peace. 5. She shows appreciation and radiates warmth. Admiration is oxygen for many men, not flattery, not ego-boosting manipulation. Genuine appreciation. She notices effort, not just outcomes. She expresses gratitude for small things. She smiles when she sees him, and that smile matters more than she may realize. It signals warmth, acceptance, welcome. A place where he is not merely evaluated, but enjoyed. He fixes something small, plans a date, or simply shows up consistently. She says,
"Thank you. I really appreciate you."
simple but powerful and rare. She is often the kind of woman other men notice too, not because she demands attention, but because her energy draws it. She doesn't compete for validation. She embodies value. Maya Angelou once said that people may forget what you said, but they never forget how you made them feel. A man remembers the woman who made him feel respected, desired, and peaceful all at once. Final truth: men don't choose potential, they choose feeling. There is a common myth that men settle down based on a woman's potential, how beautiful she could become, how successful she might be, how she could fit into a future. But in reality, most men choose based on something far more immediate: how they feel when they are around her. Do they feel calm or tense, respected or judged, inspired or diminished? Does she make me feel at home? And beyond the present moment, they ask another question, often unconsciously. Does my future self look stronger, happier, and more aligned with this woman beside me? Not perfect, not idealized, but just aligned. Because commitment isn't only about love. It's about emotional safety, admiration, and partnership with vision. He chooses the woman who makes his present feel grounded, and his future feel possible. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry once said that love is not just looking at each other, but looking in the same direction. So the woman a man never forgets and ultimately stays with is not the one who dazzled him for a moment. She is the one who steadied him, believed in him, and softened his battles without weakening his strength, and who made life feel less like a war and more like a place he wanted to build a home. And when he finds her, he doesn't just fall in love. He stops searching for and commits.